So one of the worst things that can happen to an RVer, it's move day. Go to put the slide out in, doesn't move. So what do? We're gonna get it fixed before we can hit the road. So here's our new control panel. Now you may be wondering, how in the world did we have one of these on hand? We actually had trouble with the slide out where it didn't want to go out at our last stop, or 2 stops ago. So we ordered a new one. It was actually available overnight to an Amazon locker down here. So these are the leads from the control panel, and I'm just checking to make sure that we have 12-volt power going to the panel, which we currently have 13.5 volts. We have a full charge right now. The generator is running. So we didn't blow a fuse or anything. We have power here. So here is our control panel. This is really a simple setup. We have positive and negative wires on the right hand side. There are wires coming from the switch that's on the opposite side of the camper, and then there is wires going to a motor on each side of the slide out. So in my mind, what I believe happens when you hit the switch in or out, it sends a signal through the control panel to the motors to either run in or out. Now right now nothing is happening, so I have power going here. The switch also has power going to it. I verified that, and I checked the condition of the wires between the switch and this control panel, and they look to be intact and in good condition for as much as I can see. Where in a camper, things disappear behind places and come out in new places, and so I've inspected as much as I can. So I called someone smarter than me. I called my brother, who happens to be an electrical engineer who knows a lot more about this kind of stuff than I do, and we both have kind of determined that the control panel needs replaced. So that's what we're going to do next.
So grateful for the Amazon locker.
So what ended up happening then is I went to replace it and went to test the slide, and it worked. So we knew we've been having trouble with the slide. Here it's stuck out. I need it in, so we're going to put in the new panel today. We are taking a pretty big risk, I'll be honest. If this doesn't work, I'm going to have to get a lot more creative for how to get the slide out in. So this should be nice and quick and easy to change. We just have 4 wires, 2 connectors, a handful of screws that are mounting it in. Now, in my life, nothing ever goes according to plan. So we'll see how long this actually takes to change and what happens when we're done. All right. And now for the moment of truth. Fuck. Doesn't look good. Here I'm trying to troubleshoot the switch by bypassing it and running power directly instead of using the switch buttons to send power to the control panel. I didn't have any luck with this. While trying to do this, the control panel lit up with error codes and allowed me to see one of the motors is not happy. Previously, we were not getting anything on the control panel, and that's what led us to thinking it was bad. Our particular slide is known as the Schwintek Slide, also known as a Lippert In Wall Slide. You can manually operate the slide with brute force, but you must disengage the motors to be able to do this. It's like pulling the rope on your garage door opener. But to do this requires a lot of disassembly. We have a cup holder in the way, a trim piece on both sides, and a piece of plywood behind that. There's also a screw on each side outside. Once this is all done, you and as many friends as it takes can push your slide out, in or out.
It's 11:16. We gotta be out of here in 45 minutes. Can we do it?
I got a square bit,
Square bit.
please.
Okay. Square bit.
Disconnect the motor harness from the motor. Repeat on the second column. Moving back outside the coach, push room to desired position.
Remove all screws. Let's see.
We just pushing? Oh.
Kinda gotta go even.
We have a little more girth on our slide, honey. There we go. A little more. Stupid thing. Yep. A little more. There it is. Yep. We had some help. The slide out is now in. We've got a lot of drama.
You must re-engage the motors or there is nothing holding your slide out in place. There it is. Here we are at the Amazon locker, picking up our new parts for our slide out. Merry Christmas. So, we have found one problem. It is possible there are more. We have extra parts now. I can troubleshoot what does and does not work. So here we are direct into the control panel now, and I'll plug this motor in, which I'm sure is not going to work as I can see there's a loose wire. So we're connected and we'll give the motor a test.
Does not move.
So now we've connected our new motor to the harness coming straight off the controller. And we're going to test and see if the motor will spin or not.
Oh.
There we go.
Yeah.
So we have determined that Nicole is much better at putting this in. What will end up happening is she is much more patient than I am. And in my trying to put this in, I will end up breaking this piece of plastic 100%. So she has smaller hands and is more patient than I am. She can get that into there better than I can. So here she goes.
And you've just jinxed me. So I'm gonna go in reverse. I got the other one out. It took a little while. really stupid design.
If anybody's ever worked on an RV before, they know that you've got about 22 pounds of stuff to put in a 5-pound sack.
You could really shut that off. Come back to this.
Also, the other one literally had a broken wire, so it's incredibly challenging not to break the new wire while you're trying to install this one.
No doubt. How the hell am I gonna get that?
It's been a couple minutes. Almost in there.
Oh, got it in.
Okay.
Oh,
Now we gotta get it re-engaged. Give it a try.
whew. Okay. Woohoo! Finally, 3 days later, we have a working slide out. It's cramped enough in an RV with the slide out, but man, not being able to put it out for the last few days has been real tight and cluttered.
Trying to put the fascia back on was an absolute nightmare. One side had 8 brad nails, and even that was hard to get them to line back up. But the other side had somewhere over 60 nails holding it in. Yes, I said over 60. I'm never going to be able to get that to line up, and I don't carry a brad nailer with me. So we just decided to use a few screws instead. Plus, there's a good chance we're going to have to do this again. I'm really happy with whatever RV manufacturer working that day decided to put 60 brad nails in, so I got to pound each one of those out with my 3-pound sledgehammer, because apparently I didn't have a hammer with me at the time. We've tested, and both control panels are good. We kept an extra motor and harness in case we run into any trouble again in the future. If you look online, people really hate these slide outs, and I completely understand why. When they work, everything is fine. When they don't, you are in for a mess. You can replace them, but I found the cost is multiple thousands of dollars. Our camper might not even be worth that much money. So we're just going to have to roll with what we have and hope it doesn't break again. Hopefully you never find yourself in this situation, but if you do, hopefully this video helps a little bit. Thanks for watching.